Okay, so today we're going to talk about the concept of destructions. This comes from the La Costa Inosanto system of Kali. Now, Guro Dan's major Panantukan, or Filipino boxing influences, come from Johnny La Costa, from Jack Santos, and also from Grandmaster Lucky Lukai. So from these main individuals, as well as many other Panantukan or Filipino boxing or pangamot, any empty hand terminology is where we derive a lot of our Filipino boxing. One of the main kind of signature concepts of what Guro Dan likes to show is the idea of defanging the snake or destructions. Sometimes they're called guntings. The idea of gunting just comes, the word gunting either means like the actual scissors, like scissors that you'd use to cut, or a scissoring motion. Either I'm crossing or uncrossing. Some people will say that the term gunting came from some of the earlier generations that would carry the shears that you could separate, and they'd have them out and have two small blades in their hands. Whatever the case, the idea is that we're destroying on whatever contact. Now, in the C-lot systems in Mafalindo, in Guro Dan's Mafalindo system, they like to destroy off the first beat, but it doesn't always have to be the first beat. In fact, sometimes the jab comes really fast and you can't do it, so you might take it off the cross. But for illustrative purposes, we're going to show it off the jab. So almost all of the empty hand stuff that Guro Dan shows comes from the blade. If I have a blade, the idea is when Aaron punches, I'm going to offline and I'm going to try and cut the bicep. If I cut the bicep, I sever the bicep, it's going to inhibit his ability to use his arm as much. If I can get a deeper cut, I can get the bicep and get some of this brachial artery, and that will start, just start to slow him down, lower his blood pressure, and things like that. Now, the main thing with destructions that I think sometimes can get overlooked when people are working on the technique is that it still has to follow the same form and body mechanics as a sound slip. Okay, so if I'm slipping Aram's jab, I still want to have my hand up for protection. I can parry it, or I can pat it out of the way, but I still want to offline and get his fist offline so it doesn't hit me in the face. And really, if I face the camera, all I really need to do is move my hand just a few inches, 2 or 3 inches, and move my face 2 or 3 inches, and I'm already offline, just enough. I mean, I don't necessarily want it to clip my ear or clip me on the side of the face, but I don't need to move it with huge parrying motions and huge head bobbing motions. I just need a little bit at minimum. So when Aram throws the jab, all I need is a small pat and a small body movement in. Now if I purely slip it, I just move to the side. If I start to bob it, then I start to enter in. Okay, so sometimes if I parry off to the side and I don't really enter in, I can still get the range to hit the bicep. But if I bob in or slip in or duck in a little bit more, I can get more of a range to start to do other things. Now when I'm going empty hand against the bicep, as I slip it here, I want to take it, I'm going to use these knuckles here and go either right in the middle of the bicep, right in this muscle, and kind of cramp it, or I'm going to rake it right along the bottom, kind of between the bicep and the tricep, and right along this this nerve here. It's your funny bone, or this radial nerve. So when Aram comes in, I'll destroy it and just hit it right here. So for training, it doesn't take a lot of effort sometimes to get some of that reaction. So a lot of times people will slap it and get kind of the slapping motion. But the main thing is, if we're really working this combatively, I really want to rake and use these knuckles in here. Some people will use one knuckle and try and hit it and be a lot more precise. But some people will really just rake it and try and get as much power as they can as they're coming in. Another thing too with these destructions is their entries, so they're not finishing techniques. So if Aram jabs and I try to destroy it, I'm not going to destroy it and then wait for a response. If anything, I want to destroy it and then come right back in with whatever technique I want after that. So it's my entry, whether it fails or it succeeds, I'm in a better spot. My body structure, my body mechanics still allow me to slip the punch, and if I can, I'll get that extra shot in. Now, off the same position, I can come in, if I'm too shallow off the destruction, I can sometimes hit more on the forearm. I can go up to the bicep. A lot of times Guro Dan, you'll see him hit at the hand and he'll check the hand here. The way we check the hand is, I want to slam this hand right into the chest. I'm not trying to push it back necessarily. I'm just trying to slam it in here, right into the chest. So when Aram jabs, I can destroy it here, or now I can go for the rear hand too, and I'll come in here. This is so that when Aram throws the cross right after the jab, I'm already monitoring it, and I can do the same thing on the other side. I can destroy it here, or I can come in for my hand entry or my neck entry. So when I'm destroying at the limb, and we have this motion, We typically refer to these as Guntings or destructions. When I start to come in deeper, we typically call this a split entry. So my entry now, I'm entering in, one hand's on the inside of his body, on the inside of his arm, and one hand's on the outside. So this is my split entry. I can split entry and check the hand. Sometimes Guro will refer to it as like jamming the gun, or I can come in and either hit the face, palm the face, eye jab, or hit at the neck, however I want. I can be as, I can come in with as violent of an entry as I want, or I can simply take it as a defensive maneuver and destroy the punch as it comes in. If we switch leads, now I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily, if I want to do the same exact mechanics, I'm not going to take it off the jab. As he jabs, I have this. If I scoop it, I can invite it, and when the cross comes in, I can destroy it right here. So those are just some of the ways that, that we start to destroy if we're destroying. If we enter, that's one of the common themes. Now we can enter in, split entry off the jab, I can split this way, or if Aram crosses, I can split in this way. It doesn't really matter. And then from the split, even if I split, so let's say I split the cross, even from here after I get this initial shot, I can also destroy again. And a lot of times the JKD guys will do a back fist, or you can clear it down and start to come with your straight shots. So that's our inward destruction, inward bicep destruction, or inward bicep gunting, and our split entry hand position.